Right, I'm just getting myself sorted out here. I'll get the show on the road. Today we're slicing a Peat model railway wagon chassis. I'll set the screencast display going so you can, it'll help, I hope. I'm going to File and blasted. Going to File. Oh, you do that again. Going to File, Import, STL, and it's on the desktop in a file called Planetary Gears or something similar to that. Oh, I see it's down at the bottom as well. I must have copied it across twice. Not to worry, we'll use the one in the Planetary Gear, because you should put stuff in folders, really, regardless of whether the folder has any bearing at all on the content. Now we have it, loaded up a dream. Now, I've had several goes at trying to locate this, and as you'll see, I still screwed it up this time, but not desperately so. Going to edit mode by pressing tab, and then A to deselect everything, then right click on one of the top vertices. Doesn't matter which one, I mean any of those, you know, ones furthest from the bottom will do. And then we go cursor to selected. There we go. And then we come out of edit mode by pressing tab again, and we press Shift S. Oh, we can go there. Origin to 3D cursor. And now we know that that's the 3D cursors at the top of the mesh. We'll add a plane, and of course it's added it to the 3D cursor, but that's not a real big problem. Just shuffle it down somewhere near and scale it. Shuffle it across roughly in the middle. And then we'll go into top view by pressing 7. There we go. Shuffle it across on the y-axis. That was lucky, it was just big enough on the y-axis to cover the thing. And press S, X to scale it on the x-axis. And just pull it out till it covers the wagon. There we are. Now, what am I going to do? What shall I do? We could go in there, but it's no. I'll press N. Bring up this data box. This is the better one to use, and you'll see it's 4.188 millimeters tall. I should have shown you where to set the scale. You know, the default, 'cause it defaults to Blender units, which are, I don't know what they are. You'll see that its location is 5.266, so to get it down on the x-axis we want to put 4.188, so basically just Control C from dimensions, Control V in the Z, and it does the job. I don't know how clear all that was. We don't need anything in there. Now we want to get the number of frames to correspond to 0.05 millimeter steps. So 4.188 divided by point, that's an O, point 0.05 enter, and it gives us 84 frames. Select the plane. We're in front view at the moment, so it's difficult to see it, but you can select it in the outliner. And insert a keyframe. Now this is where I fouled up. You'll see in the Z box where it's highlighted yellow, it should be 0, and it wasn't. So when you do it, or if you do it, make sure that's 0 so that the plane is actually on the x-axis. Then we have to just go up 4.188, and we should have 84 slices of 0.05 millimeters in 0.05 millimeter steps. I'll just type that in, 4.188. I don't believe I've been dreaming this all bloody night. Not to worry. That is clear, but only just, if only just. That's grand with 2 keyframes in. And we'll scroll across here now. Go into the Physics tab, which is that sort of little tick with a ball on it. Dynamic Paint. And the plane will be the canvas. You could ignore that. Vertex we don't want, we want an image sequence. Resolution, I thought all these boxes would calculate, but they don't appear to. So 256, I'll just try it. 256 times 4. Yeah, 4. We'll go for high. And nah, it doesn't have it. So we'll just bang it up to about 800 or 1000. There's probably a way of calculating this if you've got the printer sort of dimension, but I suspect it'd be quicker just to print and see how you get on. We want dissolve. I've found this by trial and error. I'm not saying it's the right way to do it, but when I didn't set this to 1, each frame, when it was baked out, got slightly greyer, which was a bit naughty. We'll get a folder. We'll get one on the desktop, and we'll use World 2 because it's full of junk. Well, it's full of previous attempts at this, actually. I'm terrible for naming files or using them over and over with the same name. And a month later I come back to stuff and can't find anything. We need a UV map, so I'll press 7 to go into top view. There we go. The plane is selected. Tab into edit mode. Press U, and just a straight unwrap. There's nothing complicated about it. I was subdividing that, but you don't need to. I mean, we're not doing anything with it, so we don't need any geometry in it. There we go. We'll save, because otherwise we won't save the UV map. So we'll call it Wagon Slice. And again, in 6 months' time, they're thinking, what the heck's Wagon Slice? Go into there, and we've got the UV map, you see. So just click on it. I think we've got everything else. Oh, we want wet map. That seems to work best. Again, I'm not 100% sure why. Initial colour. Colour, and this is R that I would expect, as it's painting sort of white, your initial colour would be black, and the brush would put white on, but it seems to be the other way about. Lord alone knows why. This will be the brush. Add brush. We definitely want this 100% black, and it's red, green, blue, 0, 0, 0, so it's black. Mesh volume's correct. We don't need any of that nonsense. Certainly don't need waves. If you wanted to invert this, I think if you just pressed erase there to do the job. Back to that. As you can see, it's already cached because it's got a purple line. So I think we're ready to rock and roll. Bake image sequence. This will take a while because it's the first one I baked at 256, and that's quick, but I think there's about, what are the 873 resolution now, so 3 times longer roughly. And I'll just pause this. When it's finished, this is what we've got. I think you can see there that the top it's not quite got it, I don't think, but that's because we were that little bit out with the plane. If it had been set to 0, we'd have been away. Now, there's one other thing which I've forgotten to mention, which is very, very important. By default, all my animations are set to linear. If I want them anything else, like to start off slowly and finish fast or whatever, you have a Bezier curve to do that. So check in the graph editor, or you check, because you'll probably find a curve with 2 handles or a handle at each end on. If you have, go in here, go to extrapolation, linear. You don't want any of these ones. So extrapolation and linear, and I've got it already, it's just a straight line. But that is important. You can set it in preferences as well, which is file preferences. Close that down, and I think that's about us for today.